Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the Real Estate Uncensored Marketing Roundtable. We have our incredible guests, and when I say guests, I mean co-hosts. We have Mr. Gene Volpe, Mr. Jake Wolf, and Mr. Nick Sakis. This is going to be an absolutely incredible show. We're going to talk about Zillow, how they're buying, how they might be going underwater. We don't know what's going on, but until then, here's our intro. God, I love that intro. We have an incredibly interesting topic. Gene came up with this topic today. Why has Zillow stopped buying homes? What's going to happen? Where do we think they'll be going? Can we compete with them? Can we not? So before we get started, I'm going to bring Mr. Nick Sakis in. How are you, brother? Welcome.
Feeling good. I got a fun fact for you. So obviously I have kids. Did you guys know that the Cookie Monster actually has a name?
I did not.
What's the guess? What would you guess a Cookie Monster's name is?
The Grouch or Diabetes?
Oh,
yeah, it should be Nick Sakis, right? No, it's Sid.
What is it?
Terrible
Sid?
name. Sid.
I actually, now that you're saying that, I think I did know that.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Well,
I don't know if I have any additional room in this beautiful head of mine for that kind of information. However, thank you, Nick.
There you go.
I'll invoice you
beautiful.
after the show.
It is beautiful, by the way.
It is. It is absolutely fantastic. Mr. Jake Wolf, how are you, brother?
Better than I deserve. We're doing fantastic over here at the Clever Nation. People are picking up territories everywhere, and we're getting ready to dominate.
I love it. I'm going to be making a couple of stops out there in the next couple of months to go out to Florida and Philly. So Gene and Nick and Jake, we are all going to actually meet in person. This is going to be crazy town pants.
Crazy.
Oh, dude, I'm coming to Philly in December, the day before my birthday. So, Gene, better get the best restaurant for Philly cheesesteaks ready, because I need a real Philly cheesesteak.
So here's the deal. We actually had this conversation last night.
I know.
The wife and I, who's the boss.
Of course.
And I don't know yet. We'll see how you guys play it out. But I'm thinking about maybe having the three of you to my house for some homemade meatballs and gravy. We'll see.
Dude.
Well, my rubber arm just got twisted.
About it.
About it. You better be about it. Your boy don't mess around.
Yeah.
So let's talk about.
Can we talk about that real fast? Why don't you give the people, or we can save it till the end, because there's going to be some stuff going on. I'm going to have my video crew following us around. We're probably going to put an event on Friday night. You're doing your thing Saturday. Just give them the dates at least, so they can just keep an eye out.
Yeah. So December 9, the day before my birthday, December 10, I'm gonna buy my tickets and head over to Philly, where I'm gonna be speaking with James, the Zillow killer, at his event. We're gonna have a lot of fun. There's a dinner on the 8th. I'm not sure on the exact dates on that one, but it's gonna be a blast. And we're gonna talk about Zillow. We're gonna talk about marketing. We're gonna talk about prospecting. We're gonna talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. I have to actually write a huge, program for this whole thing, but. I want to dive in really quickly in regards to everyone who's logged in. Let's talk about Zillow. Gene, so you're seeing them not buy homes anymore.
Yes, they made an announcement today. What's today? The 20th? I guess it was yesterday. It officially came out. The whole iBuyer program, right? So over the last year or so, I think 2018 is when they started, maybe 2019, they started to buy up homes directly from sellers. And they, in a lot of cases, were offering more than the seller could have got on the open market. So that was attractive. In certain cases, there was no agent involved, so the commissions were less. So, it's an attractive, the iBuyer program. What's that?
They always charged more. There were hidden fees with the iBuyer program.
That's very possible. I haven't broken that down, but I thought it was interesting that they did, just in the second quarter of this year, they bought 31 homes in their 25 areas. 3,100, excuse me.
Oh, okay. I'm like 31. I'm like,
no. I was on to the next sentence before I finished the 100 part of it. Yeah. So 3,084, I think, was the number, which they doubled their purchasing power from the first quarter. So first quarter it was less than that, about 1,500, I guess, is the number, and then 3,100 in quarter two. And now, because of all the things going on in the economy, in the world, and our area, in the country, they are halting that. They will buy no more homes from their what's it called? Zillow offers? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Sure.
Zillow offers.
Zillow offers.
Program.
So no more until at least until the end of the year. So I felt like, as big of the news as it was that they were out there buying, I feel like this is fairly big news that they stopped. And I threw it out to you guys. Well, what the hell's that mean?
I think so. I think the scenario is quite interesting, right? A lot of the talking points are coming through with labor and construction materials shortages,
right?
Regarding all of this, and it kind of it even shows what's going on for people that are building homes right now. I know some personal friends of mine that are backlogged on windows. I know some different contractors that are struggling. Wood prices have came down from the highs that they were a little bit. However, we've got a lot of just material shortages. We see the news, things are stacking up. So it's not a big news thing for me as much, because if they can't go through their whole business plan and process to go ahead and pull back, they don't need to go ahead and purchase homes until things go ahead and stabilize. However, I've got some statistics since you went ahead and mentioned this. Let's talk about this program, right, and how it relates to what is going on in the industry. In 2019, when they actually went ahead and launched the Zillow Offers program, in that exact same quarter, they went ahead and showed a profit of $71 million through their Zillow Offers program. And the statistics were showing it was 2,086 homes that were purchased. So if you do the math on this, just an average per house profit margin on a simple high level math concept, they're taking out $34,000-ish out of each one of those acquisitions and putting it towards the profit bank. So however they have as far as additional fees in the back end or after repair value sales, Zillow is here to go ahead and compete. And as soon as I think that they go ahead and get things fixed from a labor shortage and supply shortage, they'll be right back at it.
Okay, so let's break that down. How are we going to compete with this? Because I think that there's a massive opportunity here. If they've stopped buying and they got the money, what value add opportunity can you bring to the table that can beat what they're offering, right? So is it going to be relationships? Is it going to be the trucking side with Clever? Is it going to be, Gene Volpe and Nick Sackis, chopping up data and pushing it out there, making yourself the mayor of your city and your town or your county or your state, whatever it is going to be? Where are you going to be able to stand out? Because right now, if they stop, you start. And I'm talking 20-hour days start. You never stop running with this stuff. So gentlemen, give me your thoughts on what you would do, each one of you, one thing that you would make an agent stand out from the rest of the pack. Nick, go.
How about a I'm Still Here campaign? Okay. Now let's think about this. iBuyer, Zillow Offers, OfferPad, all these things are still relatively new, yet they're designed to make sellers feel safe. Hey, we're a big brand. You can count on us. If you went to a restaurant, I still keep going to restaurants. I'm sorry. I just fat reference all over the place. But if you went to McDonald's or Chili's or whatever the fuck restaurant you go to, and their doors were closed, you'd be upset. You trust a brand to be open for business, and they're closed. Right now, this is what's happening. So you could create an entire campaign right now of, guess what? I'm still here. I'm still available. These other companies that came out, flash in the pan kind of thing. There's so many different angles that you can come at with. You trusted Zillow for a couple years and now they're not buying homes anymore. I'm still the person that you can count on since day one. This is why you should have been talking to me from day one. I also have very similar programs, from a cash offer, which everybody should have in their back pocket, an investor or a group that they can, flip a house to. I can help you fix up the house with some contractors. You should have some contractors in your back pocket to help people put new carpet and paint so their equity can go up even more, like Zillow Offers does. That's all they do is buy the house, put carpet and paint, and then flip it for 30 grand, or a traditional sale. So the I'm Still Here campaign, everybody should be doing it, talking at the tallest mountain, which is social media, of why it's upsetting, why sellers should be upset that Zillow just decided to pull the plug on something And if they can do that with that, what else can they do it on? Could they pull the plug halfway through the contract? Like, how should you feel safe with this company?
Well, you actually can't pull the plug halfway through the contract, not in California at least.
Right.
That's
you get what I'm saying, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying, but it's an interesting concept because it seems like everything's super fluid at this moment. And so I love the idea of doing the I'm Still Here campaign or I Never Left campaign, something along those lines. I mean, Zillow, if they're going to stop buying, okay, freaking fantastic. Go fuck off and die. Now, let's get out there and make yourself the most visible you can possibly humanly be. So, Gene, I want to rock it over to you and then down over to Jake in regards to give me an idea of if you were going to go from zero to hero, now to the fact that Zillow has stopped buying homes, and we're in October of 2021 when this is recording is done. So that's what we're referencing right now. If you were going to say, okay, thank God the evil witch of the West is left. Let's go balls deep, and I want to be the most visible human being until, whenever they start back up, probably in 2022. So, Gene, where would you go with that?
Well, I think your job now is to, Nick said it well, your job is to get hand-to-hand combat with these sellers. You got to figure that out first. So I don't know if maybe we talked about this a couple of shows ago, months ago when this stuff first came out, and it was like, how do you, they do those buyer seminars, right? What if we created a seminar called 5 Things You Need to Know About the iBuyer Program to Protect Your Ass, something along those lines. And you get belly to belly with some of these sellers or people that are thinking about selling, because I still think there's always going to be people that like the iBuyer program because they want to save as much money as possible, and that's the thought process behind it, as well as there's a huge part of our generation that's okay with everything online. But there's still a lot of people that this is still, who at Zillow are you going to call when you have a question about Section A2 in the contract? I don't know how that works, and I got to imagine it's much more difficult and unsettling than calling Nick Sakis or Jake Wolf to go, hey, I have a problem with this. I don't know what this looks like or where we're going with it. Can you help settle this? So I think there's, between the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, there's still such a hard line of people still want to deal with people. And that'll never change, I don't think. I think we're going to lose some in our industry to the iBuyer program. There's no question. But I still think that you got to get belly to belly. You got to figure out a creative way to get belly to belly with as many people as possible. Maybe it's even something like, you take it from the mortgage side, right? So, I've been heavily involved in the mortgage side for a while, and I'm thinking, what are some keys that people might be wanting to sell their house? Maybe it's they just finance the cash, like a cash out of their home because they want to redo the kitchens because they're putting it up for sale. So maybe you take it from an angle of, let's talk about finances and, let's talk about rolling some of your equity into a vacation home. I think there's a lot of ways. If you think about why people are moving their money around and doing certain things. I told you this story before. I used to have a friend he's still my friend. I just haven't seen him in a while. Who's a Keller Williams agent, and he runs a deck cleaning company. And I go, you lead with the deck cleaning company. What's that all about? He goes, why do people want their decks cleaned? Either for a party or because they're getting ready to sell their house. So it gets my guys in there first, and they go, oh, what are you thinking about doing? You having a party? They go, no, we're going to put it up for sale. Oh, do you have an agent yet? So the belly to belly routine, I think, is a big deal. Yeah.
The thing is, belly to belly, face to face, eyeball to eyeball is always going to win, hands down. I went up and looked at a lot with piece of property with 3 different building lots potentially. And dude, this guy and I, I've never met him. He never met me. My car almost ran out of gas, by the way. That was horrifically scary because I was in the middle of nowhere. But we were dropping F-bombs, talking to each other. But we went belly to belly, and I said, help me understand why this hasn't sold. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, are you committed to your agent? I am. Well, I'm not. And so we went back and forth on that. I said, look, I'm not here to solicit. I'm just saying there could be a lot of things done to help you. And I'm not trying to take the business away from your current agent. But the opportunity that he and I bonded on is that Rupert was with me, Fuzzface. And Rupert decided to run around, have a good time off leash on this guy's property. The damn dog took a shit on this guy's property. I'm so sorry. I'll pick it up. He's like, no worries, man. It's just fertilizer. Don't care. I have 4 dogs too. And so we started that bonding over a dog poop. And it's the craziest thing. that you can do, and then you start talking about, squirrel hunting, you talk about land development, you talk about different, building opportunities, and you can't get that without being belly to belly. Jake, I know you're a huge belly to belly fan. I mean, not to mean that in a weird way, but
it's more carrot, I think, right?
Jake is just shaking his head, putting his hand to his head, just like, what the fuck, man?
He could have said you're a big bonding over dog poop guy, but he went belly to belly.
Yeah. I went belly to belly. Yeah. Jake,
yes, absolutely. Right. So you and your brand will win at the end of the day. Close to the consumer, it's important to put out a lot of information. It's quality, consumable content. Let's reel back here. So Zillow, right? A lot of people like to go ahead and focus on this, especially all of you that are in the real estate industry and have been and understood the progression and the change of events with Zillow. However, when you actually look at the numbers that they are participating in comparison to the numbers of homes that have been sold year over year, it doesn't even make the scratch, right? So it's important to go ahead and take a look at why they're doing it from a marketability standpoint and a profit standpoint for their company. All right. 2020, about 6.5 million units were sold in the United States of America. All right. Zillow, not even at a percentage point of that. So market share is virtually none. They are offering people a convenience to go ahead and get out, not have to go ahead and put a sign on their front lawn. They're helping with some type of financial convenience or timing convenience in those moments, guys. So you have to really think about your marketability. So for us over here in the Clever Nation, we've got a very strong, unique selling proposition. We're helping people move all the way across the country at no cost, true $10,000 to $25,000 gestures. But what we've done is we've looked at a lot of these different competing forces and we broke it down behind the scenes. So our message that goes out is check with us first before you're connecting to any other real estate agent. Let us see how much we can go ahead and help you save on moving. In addition, let's go ahead and talk about some of these other things. So we intentionally broke down all of the different companies and the back end type convenience fees that these people get kind of slid into the funnel. So with us being belly to belly, as Greg likes to say, we become the educator and we are talking to the people in the local area, and that's important. Create the conversation, get the knowledge in you, help them understand. It is your job as their ambassador in that transaction to let them know what they're up against. And if you've assembled the right way, you have the knowledge of these different companies, you're able to use it to your advantage. I love talking about Zillow to everybody because I can show where they're going to lose a shit ton of money. And if they just hold a little bit, all will be well. So it's important, right? Brand, personal touch, having conversations, getting things out there, but having a unique selling proposition that makes the mark. You have to be thinking about what motivates people inside the sale. Every single one of you that has sold a home has said to yourselves, even as licensed real estate agents, how can I maximize my profitability and minimize my cost? And then how can I make my move convenient? All right. So those are the scenarios here that we're talking about.
Jake, I think you really nailed it on that one. When it comes to convenience and profitability, convenience is not something that goes well, at least hand in hand with real estate. I mean, I always joke that when people ask what I do for a living, I say I stress people out and I put them in debt, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, I sell real estate." Like, "Oh, that's a funny joke." But it's really true. If you can eliminate, the stress, eliminate, kind of the whole ordeal, because people are stressed, going over that in their head quite a bit. With the moving program is something that's a huge opportunity to stand up and above kind of what everyone else is doing. So, gentlemen, let's walk through really quickly if and when people are going to be buying or selling. You're going to help someone buy or sell. Let's talk about staying out, because we can theoretically talk about it, but let's take actual steps. Nick, what's an actual step you would do for a client today, since you're a licensed real estate agent, to help one of your buyers or sellers make that next move?
Listen, man, it's all about points of friction. I think if you surveyed 100 people on the street and asked them, do you think buying or selling real estate is easy or hard? right? Everybody would say hard. And I think that's where all of these iBuyer type programs have come into the market and flood the market on the perception and or the idea that working with us is easier, right? It's the online platform of the world. It's the system and the process. It's the same thing for marketing, right? When we pitch a product for marketing, like when Jake's doing Clever Leads, when I have my product, like what's the full system? What are you going to get from start to finish? And if you don't clearly communicate to your prospects, whether it's a buyer, seller, or whatever business you're in, exactly what your system is, how you make their life easier, and what the end result is, you're going to be in trouble. So I love what Gene said about the decking company. Like that's a prime example of taking something that's a value proposition, like somebody early on. Zillow did the same thing. So if we want to say the decking company was the IDX site, right? So Zillow created one of the best IDX sites in the world as far as a buyer's concerned, right? They've been doing that for 10, 15 years. Now, all of a sudden, what can they offer people? This Zillow Offers program, because they're already familiar with the brand. They already like the IDX site. They're searching for homes there. Now we can offer them to purchase a home. So it's the same type of thing. So you as an agent, how do you clearly communicate that your process is simple and easy and you have the solution for a seller or a buyer? It's all about communication. And right now it's through video, right? So that's what I specialize in, is helping people get that communication out there on social media through video. I think it's imperative that the businesses that do that will win. Online companies are doing it with hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising. You don't need to do that on a local level, but you got to do it in some capacity. So figure out your points of friction. And I mean, for Christ's sakes, you can get McDonald's delivered to your house now. That's the economy that we're in. You can get a drive-through cheeseburger delivered to your front door. What the fuck is going on out there?
It's funny that you say that, Nick, because I can only imagine that the majority of the home acquisitions that a company like Zillow has been able to take on is because a lot of the fast food type mentality of, oh, online, sell my home now, just enter my information to get an instant quote. And they're not looking to do their due diligence behind the scenes. And but they're there, right? They're there, they're having the conversation and they're talking to these people. And that's why that tenacity is getting lucky for sure. So
it is. You know, the funny thing is about Zillow is that last year in 2020, my good friend Stefan Adika and I were doing cold calls. And he got a hold of for sale by owner, air quotes on that one, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And it was a Zillow real estate agent that picked up the phone. And Stefan, being Stefan, he decided to mess with the human being on the other side of the phone. And once she learned that he was a real estate agent, she said, "Sorry, sir, I can't have a conversation with you. I'm going to terminate this call right now." Hangs up. We're like, what the fuck just happened to our industry? Why agents won't talk to each other. So it could be a little bit of a backlash in regards to, I mean, yes, the consumer likes it, but the agents despise it. But why the fuck do we keep paying them money for advertising? I know they're the biggest game in town. I get it. But if you were going to go, pay money to your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, for them to go to dinner with someone else, that's exactly what's going on here. We're paying ourselves to get screwed over.
Yeah, but dude, everybody talks a big game, so you got to pay your mortgage payment. It's just the nature of the beast, right? Everybody needs to pay their bills, and it's still inherently in an agent's mind most of the time that, oh, Zillow has a good resource. I could turn on Zillow ads and close a deal next month. It's just it is. So
it's mind manipulation, and you know what? They've gone a little too far, in my personal opinion, in regards to this. They bought a mortgage company and their stock tanked. Now they're cutting off iBuyer programs, what they touted as absolutely the best. They took away it was another program they had in there where you could list your property for sale without being for sale. Make me an offer, or make my offer, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, that was their 21st century version of the home valuation.
Yeah, and it was fantastic because it was like shooting fish in a barrel because you can go, go work with that, and the public loved you, agents loved you. Now it seems like there might be a little bit of a turnaround in the agent population. Gentlemen, give me your thoughts on that segment. Okay, good job, guys. Dead silent.
There's a lot more than just Zillow that's out there, guys. I mean, there's a lot of competing forces, and they're all tied in from a marketing standpoint on financial and personal convenience. Right? We have what? Individual agents doing flat listings. We have teams that are doing flat listing type programs. We have 2% programs. We have buy now, all right, before you sell. We have turn every single one of your buyers into a cash offer type programs. We have instant offers stuff. All right. So what I'm saying, guys, is there's competing forces in the industry, and I like to look at things 5-dimensionally. Right. You have to understand how to go ahead and work inside of this area of operation, this war zone. Right. And you need to educate yourself on all of these programs inside and out, so you can go ahead and speak wisely to your prospective buyers or sellers moving to and from your area, and identify ways to where you can help take advantage of programs that might be of benefit. See how you can utilize some of these programs if they are of benefit mutually for you and your consumer, and also you and your business. But once you have that relationship and that rapport, right, and you are exposing yourself and being that good custodian, the people want to work with other folks who can help. It's all of our human nature. So I would say don't overthink about this thing emotionally, because guess what? In 2 months, there's going to be something else. And in 6 months, there's going to be something else. We as humans change, industry evolves, things always change, right? But there are some core things to go ahead and point out here. And I can't express it enough. In your marketing material, you can't be the I did it again. We're number one, I did it again. You have to be like every other industry in that, trying to identify what makes you unique and how you can add value. And then you have to get communicating and expose it. So I wouldn't say let this draw down on your heart, ladies and gentlemen. I would say use it as an opportunity to go ahead and educate yourself, so you in turn can educate, create consumable content, educate your prospective consumer, because you will win at the end of the day if you're focused on brand. Everybody, even the real estate agents, are in a fast food type mentality, just like a consumer would be using Zillow. All right. You want leads now and don't do any work for it.
Yeah.
Think about it for a second. You want instant gratification and to go do your core competency, but you have to change the way you're looking at things. If you build brand and you communicate, you're a good person, you have a solid core business, you're going to win at the end of the day. You really will. So you yourselves need to get out of the fast food mentality and start focusing on those core pillars that hold up your business. But
it's
use
true.
all of these things as a positive, but you need to go down the rabbit hole and learn it so you can educate your people.
The funny thing is that I always say whatever is up is really down, when is down is really up. And so a lot of the times when we see something negative, like, oh my God, this industry or this company's coming to our industry and we're going to be screwed. I mean, when Zillow originally came out, I remember this so distinctly. I was sitting at an open house and everyone surrounded my dad because I was the 21-year-old snot-nosed, punk who decided to get into real estate, and he was the legend in the area. And they are like, what do you think about Zillow? He's like, don't worry, it's going to blow over. You just have to look at it differently. And it's the same thing. I mean, I did an article with my dear good friend, Miss Bernice Ross, the other day for Inman, and a couple of the other companies, it's not just Zillow that you're going to be competing with. It's going to be Homelight, Homeward, Knock, Open Door, Orchard, and Ribbon. These are your major competitors right now.
And the dozens of other expansion teams that are going to do the same thing and grow in your market.
Yes.
Right?
So was Zillow, I'm sorry, Nick, I cut you off. My apologies. My
no,
friend.
that was it. That was it.
So, I mean, Gene, you're sitting there and I can see you calculating something. So, and you're rubbing your bald head. By the way, very good looking bald head today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you for commenting, Gene. I'm trying to get these people that have ordered fast food, obviously, and are eating McDonald's on their sofa with their shirts off watching our show and not commenting to comment. And so thank you for commenting.
By the way, you want to talk about fast food really quickly? San Francisco decided to shut down the only In-N-Out burger in San Francisco down on Fisherman's Wharf because they wouldn't comply with the vaccine mandate passport thing. So they shut them down for about a day or two. So basically then In-N-Out said, "Giant, go fuck yourself." And they reopened. But anyways, that's my fast food story.
Wow.
So.
That's a tragedy. In-N-Out's probably my favorite across the country.
Oh, dude, it is the best hamburger on God's green earth. My personal.
We should talk about the adult Happy Meal. Like I think it makes sense that Nick understands why I would order fast food to my house. Like you know about the $12 Happy Meal, right?
No.
Oh yeah, so you get DoorDash from McDonald's. It's a $12 adult Happy Meal. Look it up. It's amazing.
So what do you get?
Seriously?
Dude, it's like 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, 12 chicken nuggets, 2 apple pies, 2 sodas. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
Wow.
For $12?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue into real estate, and when it comes to taking it from the traditional way of going out and grilling a hamburger, right? That's going out and door knocking and cold calling, and then how can we segue this into the DoorDash $12 Happy Meal, for 2? What the number one thing there is convenience. That's why the iBuyer thing was so powerful. So how do you make
offer is awesome? Sorry to cut you off. My bad.
No worries. I was just going to say, how do you make yourself more convenient? How do you make yourself more appealing? Because, I mean, Gene, when you said that, dude, I don't even like fast food. Like my Tum-Tums does not deal with fast food very well, except for In-N-Out. But if you tell me I can get $12 and I can get a meal for 2, that's convenient. That's easy. DoorDash delivers it. Now, what do you do for real estate? How do you change marketing?
Well, look, you got to fill a need, right? McDonald's filled this fat guy's need. He didn't want to get off his couch. He wanted 2 Big Macs and the fries to come with it, and they went, all right, $12, it's yours. So they figured out a way to fill that need, and they did it. So here's the one thing I do want to say, and just real quick, you got to spend money, man. We never really talk about spending money in this market. Like everything we do is usually organic. It's stuff that you can do with your own sweat equity, video production, all that stuff, like things you could do. But I don't want to completely omit the fact that there are ways to get in people's space online by spending money. I met with a Compass agent today, and one of her things was she went off and printed these really cool postcards, really nice. Picture her on them. She says it's a little bit of a note as to why her and her husband moved into the neighborhood that she's farming. And she's going to take her 11-month-old son out and walk the neighborhoods and hand her cards out. What'd you say?
Perfect.
Yeah. So she's going to get belly to belly physically with people that are in, a half a mile of her neighborhood. And she can go farm other neighborhoods like that. And I think, a 35-year-old girl with an 11-month-old kid who's in that area, who's your neighbor, whose kids are going to school in your area, like, that to me is something where if you're striking up a conversation with somebody and they go, yeah, as a matter of fact, we were looking at maybe refinancing or moving or whatever it is, I think that's a great space to be in. So she spent money on the card. She's going to spend some money on the gas to get to these different areas. Don't be afraid to spend money on Facebook. Go to Clever Leads, call Nick, do these things. If you're worried about this iBuyer stuff getting in your space and taking your market share, you got to do what they're doing. You think Zillow's not spending money? That's what they're doing. They're crushing their competition by spending money. And so don't completely eliminate the fact that you have to have a marketing budget and you got to throw some of this stuff at good stuff, right?
Well, I mean, the fact is, any of us who played sports in our former days, if you were going to be the best on a team, guess what? You did a couple more sit-ups, a couple more push-ups. You did an extra workout. You did something different to stand out.
Paid for a coach.
Yeah, and get a good coach, exactly. And the thing is that, for real estate agents, guys, don't be intimidated by Zillow. Don't be intimidated by any of these other companies. Look, they are just players in the game. Figure out how to maneuver around them and get to your clients. Look, they can't get to the micro level. You can get to the micro level. They're going macro. And then, they're going to suck up a lot of business. But since they've stopped, this is your opportunity to step out there and really start getting your brand well known, like Gene was saying, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, pick another, social media site,
LinkedIn,
going out and
TikTok,
just
Google My Business, YouTube Shorts.
go out and meet different businesses, go to your chamber of commerce, really get in the weeds. This is an opportunity here, guys, because you can say, look, Zillow ran out of money. They can't handle their clients. They're too busy. You want one-on-one, communication. You want one-on-one, personal business, business. I'm your guy or your gal. Do you want to be a number or do you want to be a human? What would you like? And watch how that response goes. I know I see Jake itching, so I'm going to let Jake jump in because I know he's like his.
Did you see the comment from that beautiful young lady there?
I know. So, well, there was two of them. I think one of them is on my side of the house. The other one's on your side of the house. Is that Mom?
That's Mama Dukes.
Mom,
really?
Totally,
Mama
young
Dukes.
son.
Yo, Mama Dukes.
So Greg has the Grandmaster, and Catherine has been in since 1991 or 92. So I don't know about. I'd be the junior Grandmaster for Mama, like you're for your dad. I don't know what she would be ranking wise though.
She'd be the Queen Priestess.
Mistress? Not sure how that works.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Same way.
So
Hard
you want to answer the question?
So supply chain issues, using it for an excuse in their purchases, and probably means they think the market's overpriced. Hey, we've seen two months, the past 2 months, prices have declined in Tampa, selling price. So I do think it's starting to cool down a little bit. So there's definitely a valid point there.
Interesting. All right, let's keep a look on that one. And then, who wants to answer this question from Josie?
Well, hello, Josie. It's nice to see you again. I was just on a conference call there. She's part of our team. Miss Josie was actually a corporate marketer in big fortune type companies. So her and I have a lot of awesome conversations behind the scenes. However, I'm getting cut off from.
It's a big question. You got to read the question. I'll take it off the screen.
Inventory so tight for people in the market. It's not worth their investment for that side of business right now. How many people for how many calls are they paying to get that listing versus the thousands of feet on the street? So
good question.
Yeah. So Zillow has been underpricing in Sarasota. So look, they're taking a high level corporate approach. They're trying to go ahead and get in. The simple fact, like when Josie talks about how much they are paying for acquisition of a lead versus back to what Gino just said, guys, you got to get into the game and you have to go and invest into your company to go ahead and spread awareness and focus attention to even get to that point of customer acquisition cost. All right. And self-liquidation of your marketing initiatives and things along those lines. So you're running a business, you have to invest into it. That's vitally important, but you have to take those activities to get into the game. Zillow's doing it. They literally look at how many dollars in equals dollars out kind of a scenario. They're forecasting this, and you should too. So if your marketing initiatives aren't giving you the return on investment like you would have wanted, it typically isn't a fact of you not putting that out onto the nose of your prospective customer. It's more or less, what are you saying to these people? Mm-hmm. Right? Which always comes back to what are you doing to help fill the financial and personal convenience like these other big corporate players are. So it is what it is, guys. You have to take a look at it. It can't be I did it again. You got to get into the game, educate yourself.
Well, it's kind of like, the big teams in your market, if this is again going back to like, don't judge other people, like your perception of somebody versus what actually happens. So like a lot of agents go on webinars and they see other people posting and it's like, oh, I got this $1 Facebook ad lead and I closed $20 million in business. So you have this idea sitting on your right shoulder of like, there's all these people in the market that are running online leads and barely spending any money and getting such good conversion. And I've tried it and it sucks. I'm here to tell you, the big teams in your market, the teams that are successful, the big agents that are successful, the big companies that are repeatedly doing hundreds of transactions a year are spending anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 per month on advertising. So for you to say that you want to be in the game, and again, like Gene said, let's talk about how much money it actually takes, and you gasp at spending $500 a month, or think that your $500 a month in Facebook lead gen is going to propel you into doing 20 transactions next month. That's like going to McDonald's and buying a double cheeseburger and expecting to lose weight. It ain't going to happen. right? So to put it in perspective, like legitimately, it does cost money to make money. We've all been there, right? It's just being a little bit more strategic with video and with a good offer. It just helps that much more. So if you craft a really good offer, if you go to Jake and you use the free move, or you go to Gene or myself and we craft something for you as far as what's a really good offer that'll slice through and get people to pay attention to you, your chances are way better to get that ROI because you're putting out really good content that people want than just throwing shit at the wall. So if you're only spending $500, but you have a really good offer and you're placing it properly, your chances are way better than spending $20,000 and just being all over the place.
So here, let's do a quick pitch. I'll go first because I've been taking notes when Nick was talking, but I want each one of us to give a value add proposition that nobody else has that you can offer out to somebody. So Nick, if I went to you and I said, Mr. Sakis, I truly look forward to working with you and helping you and your beautiful family sell your property, help you buy another one. This is what we're going to do. My team and I, we're going to do all the social media marketing. We're going to, do all the typical stuff, right? But also on top of that, what I'm going to do is I have a credit line of up to $10,000 that I will, grant to you to do any fix-ups around the property, so we get the maximized price. Also, I'm going to move you at zero cost to you in the lower 48 states as long as you list with me.
Yeah, the fix and list concept is a really good one, right? Especially if you already have vendors in place, because everybody needs vendors right now. Everybody needs help. So if you, again, points of friction, alleviate stress, you're going on a listing appointment and you are trying to get that listing and differentiate yourself between somebody else. It's, hey, these 5 things that need to be done to your house that feel like a lot of work: painting the entire house, replacing this carpet, maybe painting those cabinets and slapping on granite. We'll take care of that for you and get paid at closing, and we'll increase your home's value by $20,000 by spending $5 or $6 grand.
Dude, I increased my seller's value by $300,000 by spending 10 grand.
Right. So it's stuff like that, but that's in person, belly to belly. You can effectively communicate that. But here's the good news: all you need is one case study. So if you've done that for one person in your life, turn that into a case study, use that as a lead magnet to promote as a commercial for your brand. Look at what we did for this person. We can do the same thing for you. And then it's just rinse and repeat.
Oh, 100%. Guys and gals, any of you guys who are listening and watching this right now, go to In News. We're recording today, but it's going to be coming out next Wednesday. An article I did with Bernice. She has a literal checklist that has a 95% conversion rate of different things that you can do to help get the property sold, on top of what Nick and I are talking about. But go read that article. It is absolutely one of my favorite ones, and it's not a self-promotion thing. I just loved the content in there. I think you'll love the resources as well. Jake, what would you do to stand out from the crowd if you're going to a listing presentation?
Here's a specific scenario that's happening. I'm helping control a team down here in the center part of Florida. We're getting ready to open up 14 physical offices, about 1,200 agents controlling all of these specific territories. We literally are letting every single homeowner know they need to connect with us first. We're saving people $10,000 to $25,000 on moving to Florida. We've partnered with a tremendous amount of vendors to offer free solar installation. All of our agents get to be solar certified, so they know how to go ahead and help with the transactions if you are selling a home that has solar on top of it. We have free home inspections. We've also partnered with the #1 title attorney here in the whole entire state for discounted title type services. We also went ahead and partnered our organization with mortgage on a statewide and national level to go ahead and help reduce cost. So not only just financial convenience, personal conveniences, our team's also going to be able to help you seamlessly hook up all of your utilities and DirecTV connections through some of our other providers. In addition to that, we've also partnered with Vivint, so for all of your home security installations. So please check with us on seeing all of the benefits that we can go ahead and do for you as a team, as a group, to save you on all these different levels and assemble the right process for you, instead of just going to somebody that just started or some no-name brand that says do it again, or an online type business.
Or just don't go to Bob from Remax. We know how much we don't like Bob.
Our scenarios, you guys, it's more of a public service announcement. When you have unique selling propositions and ways to save people money and huge conveniences, and we are moving people, those folks are going to have to pay pods $19,000, like some military family we're moving from Washington State down here to Florida right now, or we can help them out. So it's more of a public service announcement, guys. We literally will send out letters, put stuff on cork boards. We send emails with all of our information to human resources managers at different companies to say, hey, if you or your employees are moving to and from this area, please just check with us. No obligation. Let's go ahead and try to assemble a way for them to save a tremendous amount of tens of thousands of dollars. So then those HR managers are sending it out to all their employees. Their employees are taking it home. They're telling all their friends and family. Because the scenario is, once you have something like with what we're putting out on the streets, it never really gets to maybe the individual person. It's who they know. Everybody's having conversations with people that are prospectively planning on moving. And if they know that there is a resource where they could save a tremendous amount of money, it becomes referable. So that's where we're at. And that's why we're adopting so hard and fast. And we're here to compete, so it is what it is.
The trucking thing is, I've had one conversation and got 2 deals out of it. They called me up like, so and so told me that you pay for my move. I'm like, yes, I will. And so it is the standout thing 100%. And Josie, where to get the information? Go to Inman News. I don't know why my internet's being such a dick right now. But you go to inmannews.com and the article should be posted next Wednesday. It is phenomenal content in there. Gene, are you with us, my friend? What would you tell people?
I am. You know me. First of all, I'm not licensed, so I would not do what you people do.
What do you mean, you people?
Real estate agents.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say so many things right there. I just bit my tongue. You should all be proud. For me, it's a 100% marketing play. I would just explain to them how we were going to take high-res, high-def photos, how we're going to do, 360 Matterport, walkthrough video tour. I'm going to have 60 pieces of marketing content that we're going to push. I don't want to beat it to death. You get the idea. We would just destroy the marketing on their home that people would be so aware of the property. And in this market, it wouldn't last 6 hours.
No. So, and see the thing there, guys and gals who are listening, what you just heard were 4 different ideas and thought patterns. So pick something from each one of us, or just completely disregard one of us and go with the other 3. Or we really don't give a shit.
Start a decking company, pressure washing company. Starting a deck company, refinishing. What was it, Greg?
Yeah,
I have a power washer, and that thing is a conversation starter. It is unbelievable how much that thing is a conversation starter.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I was talking to a guy at the dog park the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I gotta get this bird shit off my house," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Dude, I got a power washer. I'll just come over. I just need some ladders and a couple of hoses, man. I'll just blast that shit off your house." He's like, "You would?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so it just got started. Gene, why are you laughing and rubbing your nose like that?
The conversations you have are amazing. You're talking about dog poop. You're talking about bird shit on a house. Like conversations. I know. I happen to think they're funny. I'm not really making fun. I just think they're hilarious. Like your conversations are off the charts.
Oh, we're way off the charts. All right, gentlemen, let's wrap this up. People have other stuff to do. Gene Volpe, how do people get a hold of you?
So I want to not do any of that. You know how to get a hold of me by now if you've been listening. But I want to say, I want you guys to go out to newurecon.com. It's NU, not NEW. Newurecon.com. My sidekick, Captain Link Juice, and I will be speaking at this event on November 4th, leading up to Tom Ferry. So we're excited about this event. We'll be out probably the night before at a meet and greet, and then that day we'll be on stage giving you everything we got. So check that out.
Where is that event going to take place?
Actually, that's a great question. It's in Passaic, New Jersey. It's like northern New Jersey.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Mr. Jake Wolf, how do folks get a hold of you?
Yeah, guys, come on over to cleverleads.com. It's spelled right down here below my name. For everybody that's listening, it's KLEVR leads.com. If you enter your information on the news section, it's free. We're going to go ahead and keep you updated with industry news, hot topics, marketing tactics. But I will invite you to a webinar this Thursday that we're putting on at 6 p.m. Eastern to go ahead and talk top to bottom about the Clever Nation transportation opportunity to where you guys can go ahead and secure your territory. We'll get you set up. You can partner with us and we'll start rocking your competition in your local area.
Dude, badass. I'm going to be at that event, guys. I'm going to be listening to the audience. I cannot wait to take part in that. Mr. Nick Sakis, where can people find you?
Yeah, if you want to book a call and chat for a few minutes, go to getamplifiedmarketing.com. If you'd like some free resources, go to Real Estate is a Joke. It's our real estate Facebook group. Have some fun in there. We still need to do some more interviews in there, gentlemen. I need to get that going. But yeah, if you'd like to rap with, I think, 1,900 other real estate agents about your struggles and fun things, wins and losses, check it out. Real Estate is a Joke on Facebook.
I love it. That's a great site. I'm a part of it, guys. Highly recommend you guys going over there and getting involved with that organization. And then you guys want to get a hold of me. We are hiring for our EXP team. We are expanding our trucking organization with Jake and Clever Leads and a lot of what kind of they're doing out there. You guys, you can go from a small pack to a big pack very, very quickly, just regards to kind of how you want to build your business. But reach out to me at area code 925-915-1978. Again, area code 925-915-1978. Guys, final thoughts before we let these beautiful human beings go back to their jobs. What would you say, Nick? One thought.
Eat more chicken.
Okay, eat more chicken. Jake, one of your thoughts.
Keep charging hard, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up every single day. Be blessed and unstoppable. And God bless you and your families.
I love it. Gene, last thought.
Go get a bomb account and start sending out video emails to your clients.
Nice.
All right, there it is, guys. There are your three final thoughts. Guys, we cannot thank you enough for being a part of our organization and our tribe. We cannot do this show without you, so we love you to pieces. Please go out to every place that you guys watch or listen to any kind of podcast. Give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review. And until next time, peace out, ninjas. We're gone.